Hi everyone, Melissa here, and today I'm going to be talking about my board studying schedule. Having just completed my Step 1 and Level 1 exams, I recently made a video about breaking up with first aid, and I promised to make a video on how I studied, so here it is. I've always believed that simplicity is best, so I boiled down my board studying to basically these three things: practice questions, Anki, and videos, in that order. My typical board study schedule revolved around these three things and the concept of energy management. For those of you who don't know, energy management is the new sexy time management in which you plan your tasks around your daily energy levels. So for me, I always started out the bulk of my study days with practice questions when my mind was the sharpest and the freshest. During my peak board study period, I would complete about 100 practice questions a day. So I would do a block of 40, and then a block of 20. So that first block of 40, I would try to make it a topic that was really challenging for me, for example, like cardio or biochem. And I wanted that to be the first block that I did because, like I said, when I first wake up in the morning, that's when my brain is the freshest and I have the most energy level. So I wanted to do the most mentally taxing subject first. Then for the second block of 40, that would be a subject that was more intermediate for me, for example, like GI. By the time I would get to the last block of 20 questions, my brain would start to get a little fried, so I'd want to reserve those last 20 questions to be something light and easy for me, like psych or ethics. So UWorld and TrueLearn practice questions made up the bulk of my study day, and I usually wouldn't get done with them till around 4 or 5 p.m. And I would usually work in my lunch and my workout breaks in between the study sets. So from 4 to 5 p.m., I would do Anki, which is something that was a little less mentally taxing for me. And so I would want to do that after I was done with all of my practice questions. The Anki decks that I used were the decks that I had personally made during my 2 years of didactics. I've always preferred using my own homemade Anki decks than any pre-made decks, like Zonki or Onkane, because I had spent the past 2 years in didactics just curating these perfect, beautiful Anki decks, so I really didn't feel a need to use other people's Anki decks during board studying because the cards that I had already made had over like 90% of what I needed for board studying anyway. So from 4 to 5 p.m. I would do Anki, and then I would have dinner. Around 7 to 9 p.m. was when my brain was really starting to peter out, and so I would reserve this time block for my passive learning, like videos. And I've always much preferred video learning to passively reading a book, so this is probably why I really didn't find first aid that helpful. So for content review, my favorite videos to watch during board studying were Sketchy Med, Sketchy Farm, Dirty Medicine, Pathoma, and sometimes Picturize. By 9 to 10 p.m., my brain was done for the day, so I would usually spend this time doing something fun, like Netflix. And then it was time for bed and repeat. Another bonus resource that I used during my board studying was the Goyan audio lectures on YouTube, which I would listen to while I was in the car. And you'd be amazed at how much you can get through on your daily drives. And that was my typical board studying schedule that I followed for over a month. If your energy levels are different than mine, that's fine. Maybe your brain isn't firing at all cylinders first thing in the morning, so you'd rather do your passive learning like videos during that block. Or maybe you're a night owl and your brain is sharpest at midnight and that's when you want to do your practice questions. Either way, you're still using the concept of energy management. I hope you found this video helpful. Give the schedule or any of these strategies a try and let me know what you think. And thank you all for watching.